Good morning everyone. Welcome back in this class. Today I am going to discuss about the chapter number 8 that is the unitary method and percentage. In the previous lecture we have already discussed about the chapter number 7 that is the congruent triangle. So in this sequence we will discuss in this video unitary method and percentage, and in this chapter we will discuss about the ratio, proportion and unitary method. So now let us start. First of all we will discuss about the ratio. The first term of this chapter is ratio. So ratio means as you know that if comparison between two quantities dividing by one quantities to other quantity, that is called the ratio. So here suppose that there are two numbers a and b, and a divided by number b, so we can write here a divided by b. Then in the term of ratio we can write here a is to b. So if the number a and b and written in terms of in the ratio, that is a is to b. So it is clear that ratio means the comparison between two quantities by dividing one quantity by another quantity, that is called the ratio. So here the example is here. Suppose that two number, first is a and second number is b, and where b is not equal to 0. So in the term of ratio, then a divided by b. So in the term of ratio we can write here a is to b. Now next term of this chapter, that is the proportion. Now next term is proportion. So in this case proportion means suppose that if the four numbers here a, b, c and d, if the four numbers a, b, c and d, if the ratio of a and b is equal to the ratio of c into d, so we can write here a is to b equal to c is to d. And in the term of proportion we can write here of the four numbers, that is a is to b as c is to d. So here the first and fourth term is known as the extremes, and middle term known as the means. So in the equivalent relation, the product of means equal to product of extremes. So for number a, b, c and d, in the term of proportion we can write here a is to b as c is to d. Then first and fourth number, they are called to the extreme, and in the middle term both number is called the means, and in the equivalent relation in the proportion, then product of extreme equal to product of means. Product of extremes equal to product of extreme equal to product of means. So it is clear that first position and fourth position number, they are called the extreme position, and the second and third number, that is the middle term, they are called to the mean position. So product of extreme equal to product of means. then A into D equal to B into C. So it is clear that product of extreme equal to product of means. So according to the proportion, take the fourth number. Suppose that A, B, C and D. So the ratio between A and B, that is A is to B equal to ratio between C and D, that is C into D. So we can write in the term of proportion A is to B as C is to D, and first and fourth position of number is called to the extreme position, and middle term is known as the means position. So in the equivalent relation, the product of means equal to product of extreme. Now next is the term of this chapter, that is the unitary direct variation. Direct variation. Direct variation. Now next is the direct variation. Direct variation. So we know that direct variation means if the two quantities and the comparison between two quantities, if the one quantity increases, then other quantity also increases with the same amount, and in other way, if the one quantity decreases, then other quantity also will be decreasing in the same amount. There, that is called the direct variation. Means if one quantity increases, then other quantity also increases with the same amount. This type of variation is known as the direct variation. Now next is the we will discuss that is the exercise 8.1. The first question of this exercise. Now 8.1. Exercise 8.1. The first question of this exercise. If 8 kg salt, question number 1, on the page number 103. So first question is here, if 8 kg of salt, if 8 kg of salt cost 96 rupees, how much does 40 kg of salt, how much does 40 kg of salt cost? So it is clear that if 8 kg of salt cost 96 rupees, how much does 40 kg of salt cost? This question is based on the unitary method. So in this question, the given clue is here. Price of 8 kg salt, price of 8 kg salt is equal to 96 rupees. So price of 1 kg salt, we can write here price of 1 kg salt equal to 96 by 8. 96 by 8, that is 12 rupees. Okay. Now the how much does 40 kg of salt cost? So price of 40 kg salt, price of 40 kg salt, that is 40 into 12, that is 480 rupees. So it is clear that price of 8 kg salt is given in this question, that is 96 rupees. So price of 1 kg salt is 96 by 8, 12 rupees. Then price of 40 kg salt, that is 40 into 12, that is 480 rupees. Now the question number 2 here, which is based on the exercise 8.1. Question number 2. Question number 2. If I spend 243 rupees on petrol in 3 weeks, on petrol in 3 weeks, how much do I spend on petrol in a year? Okay, so in this question, if I spend 243 rupees on petrol in 3 weeks, so it is clear that the price spent on the petrol in 3 weeks is given here 243 rupees. So how much do I spend on petrol in a year? Then now that is the solution. The first statement of this question, then spent on the price spent on petrol, price spent on petrol in 3 weeks is given here 243 rupees. Okay, so how much do price spent on petrol in a year? So it is clear that price spent on petrol in 3 weeks, then price spent on petrol in 1 week, price spent on petrol in 1 week equal to 243 by 3. It is clear, that is the 81. So now the price spent on petrol in 1 year. So we know that in 1 year there are the 52 weeks. Then 1 year equal to 52 weeks. So in this question, price is related to spend on the petrol in the term of weeks. Then we know that number of weeks in 1 year is 52 weeks. So it is clear that price spent on petrol in 1 week is given here 81 rupees. Then price spent on 52 weeks. Then price spent on petrol in 52 weeks. It is clear that 52 into 81, then 52 multiply into 81, that is 4,212 rupees. 4,212 rupees. So it is clear the price is spent on petrol in 1 year in the term of the weeks, that is the 52 weeks. So price spent on petrol in 52 weeks is 4,212 rupees. Now the question number 3. Question number 3. Question number 3. 4 boxes are needed to pack 120 cookies. How many boxes will be needed for 210 cookies? So it is clear that number of boxes of 120 cookies is given here. So 4 boxes are needed to pack 120 cookies. So it is clear that number of boxes of 120 cookies equal to given is 4. Then number of 220, number of boxes of 220 cookies. Then number of boxes of 220 cookies. 220 cookies. Then 4 by 120 into 210. Then 4 divided by 30. 210 divided by 30. That is 7. So it is clear that number of boxes of 220 cookies is 7. So it is clear that according to this question 120 cookies are needed to pack 4 boxes. So how many boxes will be needed for 120 cookies? So the first statement of this question, that is the number of boxes of 120 cookies, that is equal to 4. So number of boxes 220 cookies, then 4 by 120 into 210, then equal to 7. So it is clear that number of are 7 boxes needed to pack then 220 cookies.